Hello, my name is Benjamin Timothy Goby, and for my project, the BTG Interviews, today I'm interviewing.
Adrian Bouchet.
What are you known for, Adrian?
Most recently, people probably know me from The Last Kingdom, which is a TV series on Netflix about the Saxons and the Vikings during King Alfred's time. But I'm also known for Final Fantasy. If you're a gamer, I was in Final Fantasy 15, which is the movie which accompanies the Final Fantasy 15 iteration of the video game.
Question one, at what age did you start acting and what inspired you to become an actor?
I think I started acting by default when I was at school. We did a sort of a musical play called The Gas Man Came to Call, and I was originally singing in this. So it was on the Monday morning that the gas man came to call. And I think I was so bad at singing, the music teacher identified my awfulness and picked me out and said, "You can play the gas man, and so you don't have to sing." So that's how it started by default. And then I went on to do school plays, and then I actually wrote an end of term review for my sixth form. But I didn't go to drama school immediately. I went and did a degree in something else, and then came back to drama school after that. And then after drama school, I became a proper actor.
Question two, what has been your best and most challenging moments in your career?
Oh goodness. My default answer for all these sorts of questions like that is normally the one that I'm doing at the very moment. I've just come back from South Africa, where I was doing a feature film. I can't really say too much about it at the moment, but it was an action adventure movie, and it was a very tight schedule, and it was working under very arduous conditions, basically, both in the studio and in the desert and in the sea. And it was a great role, but it was very challenging. But I've had great experiences on all the films I've done really. They're all different, but this last one was a tough one.
Question three, is there any role or character you would like to portray in the future?
I would have liked, I may still like to go back to theatre and do a little bit of Shakespeare. I'm a big fan of Henry Miller. I'm too old now, but I would have liked to have done Death of a Salesman, where I would play the role of Biff. There's also John Proctor in The Crucible, and what's the other one? View from the Bridge. So those are the sort of theatrical roles. I would have loved to have been Indiana Jones.
There's no new Indiana Jones coming out.
I think Harrison is reprising the role, yes.
Yeah.
So who knows, maybe they're casting for a brother or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Question four, which other actors have you enjoyed working with, and are there any you would like to work with in the future?
The ones I've worked with most frequently and in most depth are the actors on The Last Kingdom. I've been on that for the last sort of 3 years, so you get to know people pretty well, either in character and out of character, living with them in the same country for sort of 6 months at a time. So yeah, any one of those I'd love to work with. Professionally, I'd be happy to. There are so many good actors out there. I wouldn't want to pick any particular one out. Leonardo DiCaprio, sure. Brad Pitt, obviously they've got a movie coming out. Harrison Ford, yeah. I mean, just and there's a whole bunch of women that are just so good and talented. I would love to be opposite them. So the list is vast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question 5. How do you feel your career has progressed over the years, and are there any areas in acting you would like to further develop?
I have done a lot of what I sort of euphemistically call sword and sandals type projects, warriors, Romans, barbarians, that kind of thing, and I love doing those, and I hope to continue to do those. But this recent movie was just a sort of more of a conventional 21st century ordinary human being thrown into some extraordinary circumstances and who just had to survive and endure things which I won't say are normal because I won't go into the movie, but they're not swords and sandals type experiences, they're just everyday experiences. And I hope that leads on to more stuff like that. I did some motion capture, a lot of motion capture for Final Fantasy. I wouldn't mind doing that again. It's a great way to work. But just anything really. I think if you ask any actor what they'd like to do, the answer is work. So that's the answer.
Finally, what advice would you have for me who wants to go into acting and directing?
I would say take it extremely seriously, and I think you are. That's a good start. It is very, very tough industry, very competitive, and unless you're giving it, I don't want to sound like a footballer, but unless you are giving it 110%, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to make it your life. You have to make it everything. There's no room in your life for anything else. And if there is, then you're not giving it, then you're not doing your best for it, and somebody else who wants it more than you will get it.
Yeah.
So work hard.
Okay. Thank you very much, Adrian. Thank you.